Updates to the Narshadan Nightlife event are coming, and we'll take a look at them on the PTS. That and more on this episode of the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 340. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
Hey, Max. Hey, everyone. It's actually going really well. I mean, we had our first day of, well, I'm going to say summer because it was like 77 here today. We usually have a spring that's like 5 minutes long, so maybe I missed it. It's happened already. I don't know. Or we might get snow. Who knows?
you never can tell.
Right. I'm just open for it all. Yeah, so this week in SWTOR, though, I spent some time on the test server, which we're going to talk about later, just kind of poking around the new changes to the Nightlife event, which we are going to not miss when it comes to summer in live,
Or so we say.
or so we say. And I'm still kind of addicted to Conquest, even though I said last week that I'm sort of starting to put it off because it's so easy, so I feel like I can just put it off until Monday night or whatever. But I do find myself logging in to level a character, and then I think, well, first, I'm not gonna do the easy conquest things on this leveling character because she's gonna make conquest just by leveling. So I should log into a different character and do the daily, like placing 5 decorations and selling gray items and um, giving a gift. And then I think, well, okay, now this person is already to, almost to conquest. I'll go do a planetary heroic. And before I know it, I've got like 3 more characters to conquest, and my playtime is over. I have to go like do life stuff. So, yes, my leveling during this double XP time is kind of suffering. And the other thing is, I meant to do some leveling on my scoundrel, so I logged into my operative who has the XP armor. And once I logged into my operative, I thought, well, I'll just play my operative. Why should I send up? So I was like poking around on Dromikaz. But yeah, it is kind of fun to play just the class story, which is what I've been doing, and not even worry about if I should pick up other quests. It's just, I like it. It's kind of, people say maybe they don't want to play like a theme parky, too directed kind of thing, but I like it. I like it. I'm going to go here to this zone, do some questing, then go over here to Grantham's Manor, do there. And then when they send you to the Dark Temple to do whatever, you're coming to the end of Dromikaz and you're going to get your ship. And when I got her ship, I was like, yay, because, agent ship is best ship.
Yeah. Huh.
Um,
I've been
so
playing
yeah,
all
so
of them, and yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should do that. Sounds fun. Now that's sounding fun.
yeah, yeah. So this week on MFA, we went and killed Xeno Analyst. We checked for the world bosses, which sometimes we do look out for the event world bosses and we're able to find it, but not this time. So we moved into rampages. So we did Xeno, which was like 25k points. And if you happen to get 5 renown levels during that time, that's another 35k points. So yeah, people were hitting targets all over the place. Pew, 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 targets. Um, and then I've also been messing around with crafting just because I want to finish up the augments on my mercenary. So I have
Okay.
last 2 augments to make, and right now I'm just making how you have to make like the premium thing and then the
Mm-hmm.
and then the
I
green thing and then the blue thing and then the purple thing. And then for this augments, you have to make 2 types of purple things, right? You have to make the purple things that come from archaeology mats and the purple things that come from underworld trading mats. So
very
yeah,
many.
very many, but it's fine. I mean, I have all the bottom level stuff. I just need to go through the crew mission parts where you put them together and then put those together and then put these together and then do the last bit of putting them. So I'm down to my last 2 or 3 that I need to do, which are my implants and my earpiece. And then I probably won't do that for any of my other gear sets, just for my Merc.
Right. I won't augment anything but main characters. So little bit of
And
augmenting on my main tank on my Republic side, and that tank set, and then the DPS set. for my mark and my
Yeah, and then
commander.
I've been spending my tech fragments on getting the BIS sets and tacticals for all my alts just
Hmm.
because it's a thing, it's a product. But because I don't play them to a high level of skill, I almost feel like even though I get the BIS set, I might have more fun just running with Victors on those because that's a fun set to have because of this speed buff when you kill something and
Right.
yeah.
For for non-operations, non-master mode flashpoint kind of
Right,
stuff, running with
right.
victors I think is probably better. I think you're right.
Yeah.
So then I want
So
to
anyway,
consider getting victors for all my alts.
yeah,
So
I mean
that's an opportunity.
I do have a couple of Victor sets that I pass around, which just means more opportunities for forgetting where it is.
Right. Right, right, right.
But anyway. Anyway, so that's my SWTOR news this week. How about you, Max?
I've been I've still been crafting some, and I think I need to shut up about it. So I've still been crafting augments, and I feel like every time I like find that the market's heating up and getting some good return on investment and getting some good profit margins, I feel like as soon as I say that on the podcast, something happens and then the market tanks, which most of it did, but there are still some that are relatively profitable. I've been making so many though over the course of the past 3 weeks that I've been running out of all of the mats. So I've been leveling up investigation on a couple additional alts just so I could keep running extra investigation to get the purple investigation mats because I was out of them. I'm running underworld trading. I'm running scavenging. I'm out in the world scavenging. Legendary embers, I'm just buying when I can find them cheap. And now, for the first time ever in the past week, I've started to just outright buy, really keeping an eye out for when they really get low in price, but outright buy all of the materials, green, blue, purple, scavenging in particular, because you use that for arms tech and for armor mech, which is a majority of the augments that you would potentially make. I'm just buying stuff, which I don't usually do, but I'm still hooked on this, this progress towards um, tres comas dos ex dos.
Yeah, see, I just do two things. I make the kits on my armor mech and I make the augments on my synth weaver, and that's all I do. And I'm not selling them anyway. Occasionally I will sell kits,
Yeah.
but I'm falling behind. I feel like I don't know how much I have. I haven't even counted it all up, but I feel poor now because everyone's got like a billion credits but me.
So Zen in the chat room says, if Max is buying, then maybe I should be selling. If you want to sell, if you want to sell the purple scavenging mats for 700 each when they normally sell for 3,500, that's what I'm buying them at. It's, people get competitive in selling and like undercut, and then bang, I'll buy them for like I could probably make a ton of money just buying them up at the prices I'm buying, and then wait till they get back up to 3,500 for 4,000 each and resell them. In fact, I should do the math. I might even be making more than bothering to make augments out of them at that point. Legendary embers are definitely the thing that is going up in price. If anything's going up in price, it's legendary embers and technically isotope stabilizers. Both of those are on a steady increase in price over the course of the past 3 to 4 weeks, which is interesting. I was also on the PTS, so did some of that. I was also doing Conquest, bunch of that. So that's all been interesting as well. And we did our ops night. We one shot red in vet mode, so we're definitely making progress. So that's feeling a lot better. It's just taken us a little bit to decide how we want to do the fights. We've seen them done. We know how most groups are doing it, but we like to just sort of mess around and figure it out our own way as well. So we almost got through the second fight tonight. We had the last boss at the door, the last droid at the door down to about 50%. But got through the first half, got the first droid down, all the mobs, figure out how we want to handle the charger, how we want to handle the Walker Texas Ranger, how we want to handle the packs and the shrieks and the what's it. But it's feeling good. It's feeling good to be back on the progression train. We haven't done that in a while. Exercise that, flex that muscle a little bit again, which is a different way of playing, which makes it kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
So that's what I've been doing. Why don't we check out what's up in the news?
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
Bugwatch. Continuing with Bugwatch, continuing to have focus on there from the content creators, the community group. Great place to ensure that some of your top issues are getting worked on. The one that jumped out to me that I wanted to mention this week that I thought was interesting was there's people claiming that there's a bug, and I don't think there is, because other people have sort of worked it out a little bit in the thread, but they were claiming that there was a bug that the CZ198 secret boss or side boss, who is named Martinique Dessler, was not dropping the Dessler, the very unique and hard to get Dessler mount. So if you're not familiar with this, what happens is after you go down to the main floor where you're doing most of the CZ198 questing, where there's all of the mobs, and that's down where that big champion droid is that you got to kill one time for one of the dailies. If you go up the ramps, where there's extra canisters up there, over on the side in the middle of that upper portion there, you'll find a Dessler mount, and then a droid and Dessler's assistant hanging out there. If you kill Dessler's assistant over and over and over again, maybe for 5 minutes, maybe for 5 hours straight, there's a rare chance that that Martinique Dessler himself will spawn. And then if Martinique Dessler spawns, it should, in theory, it's guaranteed. I don't know for sure that it's guaranteed, but it should drop the unique special secret Dessler mount. People in the thread are saying, "Hey, I killed that guy up there, and it doesn't drop anything. I killed that guy up there a lot of times, and it didn't drop anything." Well, if you killed it a lot of times, you were probably killing the assistant, for one. For two, other people chimed in the thread and said, I did get that mount on May 2nd. Another person said I got it on February 27th. So it is still dropping. It's probably not a bug. Just realize it's very hard to get. It's a very rare spawn, and if you got it, you're lucky, and it's cool. So it's a fun secret thing that you may not even realize is in the game. So there you go.
Yeah, well, I when I read that, I thought, gosh, if you went to all the trouble of making Martinique Dessner spawn, and then he didn't drop them out, that would be terrible. But
And that's what someone
like you say,
claimed
maybe
happened, and that could have happened, and that would be a bug if that's what happened. So because in theory it's supposed to be a guaranteed drop from Martinique himself, but
yeah,
we're not sure.
that's I never did that, because that kind of farming I have very low tolerance for, where you sit there and you try to beat everyone to the tag.
Right.
And groups of people used to sit there, and I just don't want the thing enough to try and take it away from someone else.
Yeah. And I have sat there and farmed it by myself, and I wasn't competing with anybody. I did it a couple times, maybe for about half hour, 40 minutes each back in the day. Never got him to spawn, and I'd lost interest pretty quick. So there's that too.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, definitely that. So also in the news, Dan Steed posted a thing. It's kind of some of the responses to the feedback they've been getting from people from this swoop rally thing, which is really cool, I think. So they posted some of the changes they've made. The most exciting ones to me are the ones where they said they've lowered the cooldown on some abilities, which they've done on a couple of different abilities, which I really like, because waiting for the cooldown on the only ability you can use to get the point you need to finish a quest. Yes, I realize that as you get better at it, you the cooldown means less and less, but waiting on a cooldown is like one of the least fun things you can do, basically.
Yeah.
They also moved the dismount button, so Max, you won't be hitting the dismount button accidentally as much as you were, because
Good.
only you were doing it.
Because I I flail around and get all excited when I play games.
Yes,
For
I
sure.
was doing that too. It's like mash buttons, must mash buttons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. So check it out. They're continuing to tweak that, which I like. It will probably continue to be these kinds of tweaks. I don't think they're going to restructure the event and turn it into something else. So the kind of feedback that says, you know what you should do is you should be able to fly these into space, and it should be races of 500 people at once, and so that kind of feedback is probably maybe interesting to them, but they won't be able to implement it. More of these kinds of things, how do they tweak from where they're at, is interesting. I'm also waiting to see the graphic updates. They have more work to do as far as that goes. We know how that's gonna. I'm interested to see how it finally looks when like all the NPCs on the platforms come to life. I think it's
Yeah.
I think some really
I mean, I
cool
thought it
scenery.
already looked pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's even going to look a little bit better because I think everything's just going to be a little bit more lively, and I really like that. I really like things feeling really alive in games from like an NPC perspective. Lots of,
Yeah.
and they do a pretty good job of that. The engine can't handle, like a million things going on, but if you look around the casino here, there's a fair amount of NPCs, and my favorite thing that they do is they like to have like little vignettes, little stories, little things that are just going on. Like what's with this dude here? Here's here's some guy playing an instrument, and out in front of him is like a Magic Mike kind of guy in a spotlight. Look at this. Got this beam spotlight with droid's hollow spotlight shining down on him. So some designer of the new Narshada Star Cluster Casino decided that this needed to be happening right here. So I like to walk
Yeah.
around and like in my head think up what story that they were telling. So here's like the Magic Mike. Here's a Tals who's obviously like a bouncer in front of the band stage where this musician's rocking out. You get these little people that are
Yep.
doing little dances and stuff. That kind of thing is all over the place. I love sort of like seeing that kind of thing go on. So cool.
And the little things the little snippets of conversation that you hear as you go through zones too. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, those are good too. Also, there is a thread up. We'll go through it a little bit, but in addition to them asking for feedback on Swoop Rally, they're asking for feedback on the Nightlife event. We're going to walk through it live. We'll show you what the missions look like, and we'll talk through what our feedback is, and we will answer Daniel Steed's questions live, and you can too. In Guild and Community News, tomorrow night, Friday night, if you're hearing this when I publish this tomorrow, it might even be too late. Hopefully you saw our lead up and you've been listening in Discord. Our monthly Epic Guild activity, which we've been talking about for the last few weeks, is tomorrow. It's going to be an epic Datacron hunt. We've got some live ones that we're going to just all go and find. We've got a bunch of people staked out to just summon people to some of the harder ones. I brought a couple of my characters to a couple places earlier today. We will be ready to go and have some fun. So be there, or be there anyway. Just be there.
Yeah, be there.
Also in Guild news.
Yes. Also in Guild news. Thank you. So we started Maylong started last week the Friday Master Mode Flashpoint runs. This is for the Air Attack Ice Mount. And he's going to be running those roughly every couple of weeks or so. So yeah, join in if you want. If you had that hanging around in your mission log forever and you'd like to get it finished up. We're running on the imp side right now, but we'll continue to do that as long as people are interested in have characters that want to do it. And at some point, we may switch over to the pub side if there's interest.
Sounds good. I'm gonna keep an eye on those and jump in on it. So let's see. It'll be next Friday. I don't know if I can because we have a special event in our Elder Scrolls division next Friday because the new expansion is coming out in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, Fridays are hot real estate.
across all of our divisions. Yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of stuff going on Fridays in a lot in Final Fantasy, in World of Warcraft, in ESO, and in Star Wars. Also, grats to our new Monday Night Ops team. They needed a new member, then they filled that new member. I hear they're all filled up now. They got their first clear of content. They are running hot and knocking them down and setting them up and chewing gum and kicking butt, and they're all out of bubble gum and whatnot. So great job, Spicoli, getting that group spun up. It is our 7th ops team across the guild now, running on a regular basis. I'm excited. They're looking to just have their group gel, get things together. They're on the Republic side on the same night as another Republic ops team that we have, and then they're brainstorming around maybe getting some 16 player kind of content going on.
In the future.
Cool. In the future, once things gel. And in fact, we've got another ops team that runs on Thursday nights, and we've been thinking about that from time to time too. But we need to like get our band together.
Right now.
we got to get our strat and content down. And then once we get it down a little bit, getting together for like 16-man veteran mode Duxon after we've cleared it a couple times, I think that might be epic.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the chat room. We had some glitches, but we're doing it live, and we are raring to go. I don't know why OBS was dumping us out at the beginning of the show again this week, but things look good now. So thank you, chat room. And now, I didn't. Oh well, I guess I didn't put a new sound effect to start us off here. Oh, here's this one will work.
Yeah, that'll work.
Nightlife. Nightlife is a changin'. There are updates, and we're gonna take a look at them. So the main deal with the updates is, well, they've graphically updated the casino a little bit. They've added some new things in. So let's start at the beginning, because the main thing is the missions, and we'll go into those in detail. But let's start with the superficial stuff, which is they've updated a little bit of the graphics. They've made things a little bit busier. They've added a couple more clickable items and some extra NPCs around, and they added these, the Emperor's Grace slot machines. So if you remember the way things worked, there were two kinds of slot machines before. There was the Smuggler's Luck slot machines and the Kingpin's Bounty slot machines. The Smuggler's Luck are the ones that you used the green tokens on. The Kingpin's Bounty were the blue tokens that you got by winning off the Smuggler's Luck slot machines. And now there's a third slot machine. And there are not very many of them. I think there's only 2 or so, even in the whole casino. So obviously people aren't going to be standing up here with 1,000 tokens, I hope, and like monopolizing the machine for an hour. I don't think that's the intent. But we also have no idea what it offers. What you get for winning the tokens, which I believe you win out of the Kingpin Bounty slot machines, the blue slot machines. You can win an Emperor's Grace token. So see if you click on this here, it says requires Emperor's Grace casino chip to play. Chips can be found across the galaxy or won from Kingpin's Bounty machines. So that first part can be found across the galaxy. Do you have any speculation? I do, but do you have any speculation on what they mean by that, Seema?
Well, I just was realizing that I let the really rare things before you got from spending Kingpin tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right, which I hope they continue to do that.
Yeah, me too. I hope they didn't just say, no, now you're going to get an Emperor token and then you get another layer of RNG.
Yeah, because then I'll double never get it. In addition to never getting them
right?
so far, now I will also never get it even harder.
Right.
So I hope we get whatever they're going to add, another mount or a companion or whatever, to the blue ones, which I will also not get. But then it better be something really epic if we're gonna have to be getting like another meta layer of RNG. But this part here where it says can be found across the galaxy, what I'm hoping is boss kills, and maybe it's only on veteran, like veteran operations or something. But if there's other ways to get the tokens besides just putting like 1,000 tokens into the blue slot machines to get a purple one or whatever the case is going to be for these Emperor's Grace chips, that might be okay. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. And so let's get into it. Let's get into what the dailies look like, because I have some comments about how many chips there are, where you get chips, and how you use those chips if you actually want to play the slot machines. So here's the other one. Here's the other Emperor's Grace. And then they spread around like more of these. I think they had some of these dance floors out before.
They did, yeah.
These microphones, there's more of the microphones placed. They are used in one of the dailies, and that's part of that reason. There's 2 of these crates, and this is where you pick up a couple of the missions. So let's click on that now. I'll show you what those look like. Buy in, sell out is one. That's a daily. You can accept that one. And then the dubious odds, I don't know if it's going to be a weekly or it's just, maybe it's a meta daily that you can do once a day. But this is where you do the 6 dailies, and then in theory it completes this. Now it's not completing it right now, but here's my first bit of feedback. So here, if I do all 6 of these dailies, and then I do this meta daily, and I get this dubious odds, I get 22,000 credits, 23,000 credits. Let's see, I have 1.8 billion credits, so this is pretty much equal to 0 for me. Okay,
Right.
got it. Renown points, 22,000 renown points. Renown points fall like rain and just give me more tech fragments that I have to burn somehow. So, worth not bad. I mean, it's not bad. I don't mind renown points, so that's fine. I wouldn't do this to get my renown points. And then 1 blue casino chip.
Right.
Oh no, I take it back. It is blue, but this is an Emperor's casino chip. So this is an Emperor's chip. So this is one of the new ones for the big machine. You only get 1.
Okay.
I misread it. I looked at it. I figured the Emperor's chip would be purple. No, so it's not a Kingpin chip. It's an Emperor's chip. So you do at least get 1 Emperor's chip a day, or maybe a week. I don't know what the case is going to be here, but now only 1, unless it's maybe even like a 1 in 5 chance of winning at the worst. If you're only getting 1, and I do this every day, say, if we're out for the whole week that Nightlife is going on, or for 2 weeks, if I'm only getting 1 a day and I put it into that machine, I better have like a 1 in 5 chance of winning something substantial. Otherwise, what I do with the chips, I buy chips in like stacks of 500. So here, I'm gonna pick this up. Accept mission. Now I'm gonna go talk to this little Rhodian here, Jan Pengu. Omitopi. I've been working on my Rhodian accent, so I'll do a little bit of that. Another thing of point of feedback, which I'm not as fond of, is when you talk to Jan and you get these missions, they only give you 1. She only gives you 1, and you have to finish that one to come back to before you can get the next one. If you do the weekly and you do like all except the last one, and you don't get credit for like going to Meksha and breaking the counterfeit ring, and you come back the next day, you start at the beginning again. You can't just finish the last one if you didn't pick it up the day before. So that's a little bit annoying.
Yeah, that's a little punishing.
So let's pick up the first one though. Mokina maklonki. Ombitopi.
But they aren't difficult, right?
They are not difficult. So it's the letterbox version of the cutscenes. You're not talking. We understand why they're doing this, especially now because voice acting is difficult for them to pull off right now. They can't get actors in the studio as much. The Rhodians, as we speculated, is just it's stock recording that they have of Rhodian speech that they're stitching together, of like different sentences. You can hear it just repeated when you talk to any Rhodian. So fine. I get it. It's not my favorite way to do a cutscene, but fine. So you say I'm gonna pick it up. I'll help with what you want. I'll do whatever. She gives you the first mission, and she says, "Here, you got to go do this thing. Go find some cheaters."
Which we know this from before. We've done this one before.
This one we've done before, right? This is the one that we've done before. The other ones we have not. So let's go over here and do the cheaters. And did it show up in my log? And then I also wanted to check it real quick. Yeah, so you get 1 blue chip. You get 1 kingpin chip for finding the cheater. I don't think that's great. I don't think that. As I said, like green chips, I'm buying them at like 500 at a time. So to get 1 chip as a reward, that doesn't seem very rewarding to me. One spin at the, as you know, you got to put a couple hundred blue chips into this thing to even have anywhere close of a chance of on average getting the Rhodian or whatever the companion is, or whatever the thing you're actually wanting to get. Yes, I realize I could get a golden certificate or whatever, but that's not what people want out of this. They want the big thing. And if you have like a 1 in 200 chance or a 1 in 300 chance, and they're giving you 1 chip, that doesn't feel worthwhile to me. I wouldn't run around and do all these missions so I can get 1 chip. I would just go buy a stack of 500, stand next to the green machines, and keep clicking while I'm watching Netflix. So that's that one bit of feedback, that first statement of feedback that Dan was asking for, which was, how do the rewards feel? To me, that's a bit of feedback on the rewards. Give me like a stack of 10 chips at least. So let me do it here. I'm gonna find this cheating cheater who cheats. Is this new? These circles? I feel like, are they gonna do this for all the macro binocular things? You know how it'd be like much more subtle. That's these big giant circles.
Yeah, I don't remember the circles.
So I wonder if this is new to make it more apparent for what you're looking for. You click on this circles and you find a cheater.
They are hard to see.
In the past, they have been. My little welcome window keeps popping open here. So side note, I did notice that they added in the interface editor the ability to move around the recommendation window, welcome window, and scale it, but you cannot shut it off. So you can make it unexpanded, and you can make it really tiny and stick it in the corner somewhere, but you cannot shut it off. So there we go. That's as small as I could make it, and now it's just stuck up there in the corner. All right. So,
but I mean, you can't. I think you should be able to get rid of it, and you can't hide it away in a lower corner if you wanted to.
Right, because it has like a minimum height. Yeah, I think that's the deal. It's like it has a minimum height. So wait, no, if it did go down all the way to the bottom. If I hit the expanded, I unchecked the expanded. Let me see if it'll save itself down there.
Oh yeah, you did move it.
So you have to uncheck expanded, and you can move it pretty close to the bottom of your screen. So then what happens when you expand it down there? Let me hit save. Does it pop up vertically? Let's see. It does not. It goes down off the screen. So I don't know. That's pretty close. Can I put it behind my toolbar?
The thing is too, you don't have to use the interface editor to move it. You can move it.
Oh, it's flexible and you can move it. You cannot make it transparent. Somebody was asking that in the chat room. It did not tuck behind my toolbar there. Anyway, being able to shut it off seems like the most reasonable. Okay, back to my mission. As you saw, I did the scan real quick. Now I'm back to Jan. Cheese crispa, omitobi. Pognonisnino. Alright, so there. Great job. You did it. You get 1 casino chip. And now you can talk to her. So then you have to keep talking to her again. You talk to her again, you get the next one. She tells a story. something something, need more help. Sounds easy enough. I will do it, especially for more spins. Don't say spins because it's one. You get one, buddy. So the next thing pops up. We'll double check it here. Boss said knock you out. This you get 5 of the green tokens. 5. As I said, I buy these in stacks of 500. They're giving you 5 for doing another daily. 5 of the green ones. Yeah. Green ones, I would want to be getting like 20 minimum before I would bother to do the daily to get these. Anyway, let's do this daily really quick. So here I would recommend turning on, go to your preferences, go to nameplates and turn on nameplate on friendly NPCs. For the next 3 dailies, you're going to look for 3 different NPCs. You're going to look for gullible patrons, tough customers, and affable clientele. I think it's affable clientele is the 3rd one. You look for those 3. You talk to any one of those. And I guess with the bouncer quest, you get to, you just kick out any of them. You're not looking for particular customers. You just randomly pull in any of these and you just kick them out.
Quantity. It's all about quantity.
I felt a little bad. Like here, affable clientele. So he's just like a dude. He's watching the crowd up here. He's waving. Look, he's waving to his friend. No,
Get rid of him.
You waved. I just saw you waved. That's disruptive. They have a chance of attacking you, and then if they attack you, you kill them. So, you know, here's this drunk girl at the bar banging on the bar, which we'll talk about in just a second. If she gets angry, then I kill her. Like here, now I've got to kill her. Shay Vizsla just shot her in the head. That doesn't seem appropriate. All right, so let me finish these up, and we'll get back to that bar. Tough customer. Wow, all of them are going the right way for a blaster shot to the noggin. Gullible. So okay, see the gullible guy. He just ran out. He's like, I'm out of here.
At least for the shady customers in the bounty hunter thing, at least they call in a bunch of buddies and
yeah,
try
at least
to kill
they're
you.
mean and they like shoot first. Of course, I always shoot first, but affable clientele. Yeah, here's another one. Boom. Get him, Shay. Shay. Right there, right headshot. Shay, you're brutal. I was gonna let him go. Wow. A little dark, Shay Vizsla. Alright, so now that one's done. I'll go back and turn that in just a second. But see these cantina bars? These are new. It's a deco that's been in the game, but you can click on them and something happens. So now I'll click on them here. And I get a buff.
A bouncer comes up and shoots you.
Gosh, a bouncer comes up and shoots me in the head. Yes. So either all I've seen so far is you get a buff called hydration, a debuff that says taking a drink of the well, feeling funky. Oh no, I can do it again while I have that debuff on me. And oh, I got a 2nd stack of hydration. I don't know what hydration does.
Makes you feel funky.
A stack of 3. I'm up to 3 stacks. There is a chance that you'll drink a little bit too much, even necessarily on first drink, and this happens. I'm dead. You just die.
See, we don't even need the bouncer to come up and shoot you.
No, you just kill yourself.
You fell over backwards. That's awesome.
So that is something new. I think that buff might actually do something. But
you didn't even wander around. You didn't even stumble around making a nuisance of yourself first. You just went right to dead.
I didn't even I didn't. It was like insta kill. I didn't have like a dramatic. I should have at least have like a dramatic death scene. But I think that buff might do something. I think it might be equivalent to feeling lucky or something. I tried to put some coins in the slot machine to see if it did anything. It didn't seem to do anything for me, but.
Monkey cheese crispa.
Monchi cheese crispa. Mommy topi. All right. I want to see my bounty hunter talk Rhodian.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. 2 down.
Couple
to go. The next one gets a little more complicated. In this one, you have 3 abilities instead of just 1. You have aggressive marketing, manipulative argument, and sunk cost fallacy. And what you need to do here is you need to talk to those 3 types of patrons again and convince them that they need to spend more money in the slot machines. And basically, it's pretty straightforward. Like the gullible ones, I think you manipulate the gullible. Did that work? No, that didn't work. Sunk cost fallacy on the gullible. Yes. So gullible gets sunk cost. Affable you manipulate. No, I think affable you're aggressive too. Yeah, affable you're aggressive too, and tough customers you manipulate. You just do it over. Oh, I almost took a drink from the well. See? That's what you did, didn't you, Seema? And then you died. Don't accidentally
That's
click
how
on
they
that.
get you.
Manipulate the tough, and then you just do it 3 times to each of those. What did I say? Affable? No, affable. I need to aggressive. Tough customer. Tough customer. I manipulate. Affable. Aggressive. Gullible. Gets the sunk cost. A couple more, and they're all spread around. They're even upstairs. Tough customer. One more tough customer and one more gullible. Boom, and then you're done. You go back, talk to your favorite Rhodian, your new favorite Rhodian, and then you'll move on. Blah, 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 blah. 5 green tokens again. Meh, as I said. And then... Oh, wait. No, maybe... Is there one more? Yeah, okay. So then she sends you to Meksha. So the next 2 she gives you are the ones that you need to break up this this counterfeit credit ring. First one sends you to Meksha. The second one sends you to another place on Narshada. But before we do that, remember there was 2 that we picked up from the advertisement terminal. Did you do this one? Did you do the buy-in, sell-out?
I
one?
did the advertising one.
Yeah,
That's as far as I got.
which I kind of liked because
Yeah, I did too. Because you're the star of the show.
You do 3 different things. The first one you do, who do you got to do the advertising to? Is just any of these clientele? Yeah. So you pick any of those customers again, and you have an ability that you got from the buy and sell out that you picked up from the crate. This is a daily. You click on that, and basically you're giving them a pamphlet that it's like an advertisement that tells them what they need that they should play slot machines more. And the second thing you do, you dance on the floor.
Right.
And that's the you do a little dance, and that advertises for the second group, and then the third group wants you to sing a little song. I'm not gonna sing there. I'm gonna sing. I need a little bigger audience. I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know if you know that, Seema. So I'm gonna cut here where there's a little more of a spotlight. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting down.
Nowhere else in life do I get credit for singing, so I like this.
5, and then I completed it, and I got 5 Smuggler's Casino chips. Again, so I think my biggest critique of these is that just the rewards aren't very big. I'll do them however many times it takes to get the achievement, and then if that's the reward, I mean, it's fine. I think it's fun that
or
they
if
put
there
them
was
in.
rep, however long it took to get the rep.
Or yeah,
but there isn't. So
however long to get the rep, or however long to get the achievement, and then I'm probably gonna be done. If it was like a significant number of chips, they don't need another credit sync in the game. So yeah, make it like 25 green chips for each of these. And then I would do it so I'd get 25 more chips, and I'd go put them in the slot machine.
Theoretically.
So I could win nothing. So let's go to Meksha, and I'll because you didn't see that part, did you, Seema?
No, I didn't.
So you got to ask again, again, again. Then you get sent to Meksha. And another bit of the feedback that Daniel Steed is asking for is, how does it feel to have to go to Meksha? A couple people have responded in that thread so far saying, that was a little bit annoying. I had to go all the way to Meksha. Seema, can you guess what my thoughts are on having to go to Meksha?
I believe your thoughts were, woohoo, I get to go to Meksha.
Something like that, but not in that voice. It was a little like more gruff.
It was totally in that voice, I'm sure.
Woohoo! I guess I go to
See?
Meksha. And maybe it was exactly that voice. So here we go. You go over here. There's a sly informant that you talk to on Meksha, and he says, yada yada yada. There's some bad guys, and they've got this ring. You need to go figure out what you're gonna do about it. So to be clear, you have multiple choices when you get down there and you talk to the bad guys. Or are they bad? Maybe they're my kind of scoundrels. You go find this crew down here. Where are they? Is that them? No. There's a brother. Brother. Hear me now, brother. That's my Hulk Hogan impression. So first you have to fight them. So here's the Dire Skull Circuit leader. The Dire Skull Circuit are the group that are counterfeiting chips for the casino. Why don't you cut me in on some of that deal? Maybe that would be my approach to it. First you gotta crack some skulls. I like to kill the little ones first. Seema, do you have a question for me when I tell you I need to kill the little ones first?
My question is,
Too easy.
is it too easy?
You're supposed to say which ones are the little ones. Or
They're all the little ones.
they're all the little ones. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
So we're in the ops night tonight. We're in the ops night tonight, and somebody says something about monkey lizards, and Seema pipes up and says, "Please don't touch the monkey lizard."
Yeah, right.
And I think
Social distance yourself from the monkey lizard.
what she was trying to say was, "Hands off the monkey lizard." I
Possibly.
don't even have. I think I even have that here recorded somewhere. I know I do. So to be clear, it's hands off the monkey lizard is how that goes, Seema.
to be clear.
Similar to, and in fact, I think it's an interpretation of the way these quotes could potentially go, and maybe even while the filming went on in like all of our favorite movies, maybe there was multiple takes, and maybe in one of the takes, Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator did say, I will come back here some other time. Maybe he really did. So Seema, when we ask her to quote a movie, is coming up with those alternative worlds interpretations, which I think now I'm coming around.
Because
I'm
I'm
thinking
actually
brilliant.
a Hollywood insider. Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. So we will do a
In
podcast
Kindergarten
night
Cop,
some night.
he said, I do not believe it's a malignant growth.
It isn't even a malignant growth. Yeah. Okay. Please don't touch the monkey lizard. that is.
I shall return at a later time.
Shall return at a later time. All right, back here. So I pummeled this Dire Skull circuit leader. I killed all of his friends, and now he's gonna try to be friends with me. Oh, it's a she. Sorry, I didn't mean to assume you. I see your nubs. That means you are a female. One of these things.
Right.
Not a Tigruda. Why can't even? This is like the most famous race in of alien in Star Wars. My mind's going blank. All I can think of is, I will come back here at another time. Anyway, she says, "What do you say? We could cut you, we could get you in as an investor." She wants to cut you in the deal. So you can say, "Yeah, sure, I'm in." You can say, "You know, I can't do that." You can say, "You better be a fast talker." I believe the way Danielle asks the question. So do the rewards for the new counterfeit tokens daily mission feel comparable? And there's two style of rewards that you get from this. The light side version grants a buff that significantly improves the odds on the Kingpin machines, but gives less tokens up front. The dark side options give you more tokens up front, but you don't get the buff. Now, oh, we're getting some. Can you still, you can hear me just fine.
I can hear you. We can hear you. It's just that the stream is slideshow. Well, it's actually looks halted now, but it has
Yeah.
been buffering.
All right. Well, this is gonna cause me pain, but
Yeah.
maybe I will stop the stream and restart it, because that did get a little annoying when I did the replay and watched it yesterday. And I don't think it's on the Twitch side. Although my stream rate looks perfectly fine. Dropped frame 0, kilobits per second, just fine. Let me refresh Twitch here. Chat room, is it all? When this baby reaches 88 miles per hour, something interesting might occur. Okay, I did a refresh on it, and it looks fine. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Luca Braze is taking a nap with the aquatic wildlife. Okay, yeah, we're better. All right, so back to this. So what Dan is suggesting here is it seems like one of these is a dark side choice and one of these is light side choice. It's not clear to me in the turn in here. I think they need to put it here, or I have some setting off or something. I didn't know that these were dark side and light side choices. So who knows? I just picked the light side choice because that's just sort of how I roll. But yeah, so there's.
You mean the choice that you naturally wanted to
that I
take
naturally
turned out to be the
picked. Yeah, I'm not. Somebody asked me to do a job. I'm not gonna go back on my Rhodian friend who asked me to do the job. I'm not gonna screw them over.
right.
So I said,
Right.
you can't do that. I said, no, you can't do that. And then, oh, I think I might have waited too long. I think I might have broke it. So I heard this one is a little bit buggy and it might break. So there, it didn't complete for me, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh, maybe it did. It just, now it says defeat the reinforcements. Maybe. Yeah, okay, it did. I did. So as soon as you delete enough of the reinforcement, it completes. So the leader's dead. You kill enough of the reinforcements, and it completed up here. And what did I get? I got 15. Okay, so for this, I got 15 tokens. That's a little better. Now we're in the realm of well, would I come all the way?
Getting closer.
Would I come all the way to Mech Shah just to get the 15 tokens? It's a good question. 23,000 credits, 22,000 renown, 130 light side points. Obviously, that was a light side choice. And then 15 smuggler's chip tokens. I would bump these up by at least, for me, maybe for everybody else this is perfectly fine. I would want this up by probably a factor of 5. So were you giving me 5, give me 25, and for this one, give me 75. That's I think that would be worth it then. At least mildly interesting. I still may not do it that often, but if I could come here and to get 75 tokens, 75 tokens are pretty cheap, and as you know, Trace Colmas.
Right.
But 75 tokens, 75 tokens. I would potentially come here and get the 75 tokens. So it's a good question. Good question, Daniel. That's my feedback as far as that goes. But now, if you notice, there is a bug. It did not complete for the dubious odds daily or weekly. We don't know exactly what that is, but the meta where you need to do 6. So we are not completing it for that. No one's getting the Emperor tokens yet, the Empress tokens yet, or whatever. So we're not sure what those Empress slot machines do yet. So that's to be discovered. Maybe somebody on the maybe somebody will take a bunch of time on the PTS and put 1,000 blue tokens in the Kingpin machines and see if they can get a mass of those Emperor Empress tokens and see if they get anything interesting out of it. It would be easier if they just told us what comes out of those machines and what the odds are. Actually, never tell me the odds.
Right. I was gonna say, don't tell us the odds, but
don't even tell us the odds.
rewards.
I prefer
mean,
if
I
the
hope
odds
it's-
aren't explained to me.
I almost hope that what you get from the Emperor thing is like maybe 100 Kingpin tokens or something, rather than just roll up to something that's even more rare and even more
Maybe.
RNG-ish.
Maybe, yeah. Give me more. Put it in and give me a pretty good shot at getting a bunch more blue tokens that I can then have in a big. I would love a big, huge stack of blue tokens if I'm trying to get the thing out of those Kingpin machines, like the Rhodian, because that's the big hassle. Is you buy a stack of 500 of the green ones, you stand there at those slot machines and you play 2 of the slot machines at a time. Does everybody know how to do that? I think we've showed that before. But you stand in between 2 or even 4 of them. If you're really good, you're really only getting like 3 global cooldowns, but you can stand in between 4 of them and take a step forward and a step back and hit all 4 of them. All you really need is 3, but there's not 3 in a row. For the Kingpins, you can stand behind the 3 because it's easier to move back and forth. You don't get caught on the front, and you can play 3 at once. But you watch Netflix and you click and click and click, and you put 500 tokens in, so you can get a stack of 20 blue ones, and then you go blow the 20 blue ones, and you see if you got a Rhodian, and you didn't.
Right.
So there you go, because you know how that goes as well. All right, but that is pretty much it. Did I hit all the things, Seema?
I think so.
I think I hit all the things. So that I yapped and yapped. I know you weren't able to get on. So here's another bug for anybody who's listening. I know the whole dev team is certainly listening.
Yeah,
right
hanging on our every word, right?
but Seema was not able to launch the PTS today after the patch. Why don't you
Right.
explain that for one, and then for two, explain if you've got any other thoughts or feedback or your summary
Okay.
feedback for Dan.
So yeah, I was on the PTS this morning, and then there was the they had a reset, and there was a small download after that. Ever since then, I have not been able to get back onto the PTS. I get as far as hitting the play button, and the loading screen comes up, and then the game just disappears. And we tested, we tried different things. I rolled back my NVIDIA drivers, I rebooted several times. Couldn't get it working. So that's why Max is kind of by himself on the PTS right now tonight.
Yeah.
But my overall thought is I'm excited for this, and I hope it's the start of a trend where they go back to previous events and add a little bit more, so that over time each one grows bigger and bigger. So like I think it'd be really good timing to add something new to the bounty hunter event sometime soon, or add something new to the Gree event. And it doesn't every new thing doesn't have to be a Dantooine pirate incursion level amount of effort.
I think you're right. I didn't think of that myself. But I think that would be great. Like the bounty hunter event, I would love. In fact, I was on a run earlier this week, and I was brainstorming about that kind of thing. Like what would I do to add something new to add to like jazz up the bounty hunter event? And maybe for one, the easiest thing, like they do with the Nightlife event, is add some new rewards. Maybe there's a rare drop off of any bounty where you get like a little mini bounty hunter droid that follows you around as a pet. Whatever. The second thing is like they're doing here, add either a new mission or a new that you can do. I like the things where it's like a bigger thing, especially like a group thing. So what if with the bounty hunter event, there was like rare bounties that were spawning or spawned in some instanced area, or you got you had a chance of getting a rare bounty token or ticket, and you'd have to get a group of at least 8 people or 16 people together to go fight that rare bounty. Do something
Yeah.
where it turns it into a group activity. Do something that makes it a little bit bigger, and do something small just to evolve it, and then maybe like once every 6 months or once a year, add one more thing to each of the events to keep them a little interesting and fresh. I think that would be great. I think you're right. All right. Anything else before we wrap up here? I think we're doing pretty good.
No, I think it's time.
All right. So that's the Nightlife. Seema and I will certainly be back in here the day it opens, and we will be in here every day on those slot machines, and
Yes, we will.
we will
Yes,
we will know
this year
exactly when
we
it
will
starts
not
and
forget
ends.
about it. Right. We
'Cause-
won't.
So if you what would be great, because we won't do that, is for you to follow us on Twitter at Max the Gray and at AIESEMA, to subscribe to us on YouTube /New Overlord, to follow us on twitch.tv /New Overlords, to join our guild Discord. Go to aie-guild.org. There's a link in the upper right off our guild website, so that you can be in all those places, so that you can please remind us of when the Nightlife event is starting and when it's ending. That would be
Right.
great. I would really appreciate that. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.